Good morning. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. Cat hair, legit. Actually, it's just an itch. Hey, good morning. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Got some wonderful people here. Hi, Lisa. Hello, Krista, Melinda, Audra in Denver. Greetings. Look at that. You're just like I am. I'm not worth a hoot when it comes to technology either. Promise. Good morning, Jane. Thank you for being here. Who am I missing? Archie's mom. How cool. Cindy G. Brock Bandy. How wonderful. And I got a 5x5 by Kristen, showing us why she's the greatest mod in all of the land. Tony Suter, good to see you. Connor, hello. Toby Rebele, greetings. Hello, Josh Cohen and Cohen family. Natalie Strasser. How cool. Hey, thank you for being here. If you guys could hit the like button, we'll see if we can fool the old algorithm. Hey, I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys have joined me. Rick Smith, good morning. Renee B. How wonderful. You know what's funny? It's said frequently. Cindy says it sometimes because she's aware of it. I think one of the superpowers that technology is not one of them. One of the superpowers that Tommy and I have is somehow we attract the greatest people. He said this the other day, no matter what's going on in front of the camera, what's happening in the chat is always unbelievable. You guys are incredible. Caroline, good morning. And the main man, Johnny. I don't feel like the main man, but thank you for saying that. All right, so I don't mean to just be harping on a subject. I talked about sleep yesterday. I've had weird dreams they didn't really get, last week I've had some very odd dreams, but the last 2 nights have been just horrific. They really have. Lilac Lime, good to see you. Varela, there's the dude. Josh, Tommy's doing really well. He had his tooth taken out. It was an amazing experience. Barbara Wade, good to see you. Yeah, I'm having some issues with sleep, Varela. I've for a long, long time, I slept like 4 hours a night. I'm still only getting about 4 or 5 right now, but there's a lot of good stuff going on in my life, So the last couple nights, I've had just the most horrific dreams. I mean, spooky, spooky dreams. Brock Bandy is a good dude. It was his birthday yesterday. Did you guys know that? The first 2 nights, if you weren't in yesterday's stream, 2 nights ago, I had a dream. And it's weird because what do we know about? I've always learned as a kid and even as an adult that sleep happens during REM sleep, or dreams happen. Pardon me. Where'd my phone go? During REM sleep. Have you guys heard that? That dreams happen during REM sleep? I got a problem with that. Let me explain to you why. Here's what REM sleep is. Ready? REM sleep it stands for rapid. I'm reading this because I'm not a genius when it comes to stuff like REM sleep. Book of Psalms, good to see you. Thank you for being here. All right, so listen, REM sleep is rapid eye movement. That's what it stands for, REM, okay? The stage of sleep, it's one of the 2 main types of sleep, non-REM, which is light or deep stages, and REM. REM is when your brain is most active during sleep, all right? You know when it happens? Here's the deal. REM sleep happens about 90 minutes after you first fall asleep. There in and of itself is the reason that I have a problem with it, because that's not what's going on here. So if you read that and you kind of swallow the Kool-Aid, it suggests that we're not going to really do any sleeping until you're under for about 90 minutes. Let me explain to you what's going on with me. Peg City, good to see you. Thanks for being here. 2 nights ago, I don't dream 90 minutes into my sleep. And I'm not making this up. Maybe I'm crazy. I could be. When I tell you that I shut my eyes, 2 nights ago was really bad. But I guess the last 2 nights have been, most of my dreaming is after I fall asleep. But it's 2 nights ago. I put my head on my pillow and shut my eyes. The dreams start. Just like that. I'm not fooling, not even the slightest. And I'm not, I know what time I go to bed, and I look at the clock. I know when it's happening. It's not happening when, during REM sleep at all. What's happening is it's a form of sleep paralysis. If you've never had it, it's when I'm really going through it, you guys. It's not a matter of sleep deprivation. Do you know they use that as a form of torture? It tells you how important sleep is. Real quick, let me give you some information about sleep paralysis. Anybody? I'm sure there are people here that have it. I'm positive of it. There's only 30 of us, but I promise you somebody in the chat has it, other than just me. Here's the definition of sleep paralysis. It's sleep paralysis happens when you're in the transition, okay, between wakefulness and sleep, either falling asleep or just waking up, one or the other, all right? And your mind becomes aware, all right, before your body turns back on, all right? So you're conscious, but you're unable to move or to speak. That's what they say it is. By the way, if you have any comments that you want me that are important, throw some capital C's in there and I'll note it. It'll catch my attention and I'll try to get to it. If you have any questions, throw some capital Q's in there and that'll help. The sensation often is accompanied by pressure on the chest, difficulty breathing, a sense of a presence in the room, or even hallucinations, visual, auditory, or tactile. Let me explain to you what's happening to me. 2 nights ago, I closed my eyes. I mean, the minute they're closed, I got straight up attacked. I know I sound like a lunatic, but that's what's going on. And I'm not fooling. The 2 nights ago, I had three different spooky like dreams, and something. I mean, I'm feeling it. I'm not nuts. Something was like grabbing me and attacking me, and it held on. I heard a giggling in my ear, and it was terrifying. And I knew I was it was a fight. It was something evil. And I was in bed. And I'm like, I can't fight this thing in bed. I got to get off the bed. So I got off the bed and I'm on the floor wrestling with this thing in my room. Couldn't see it. It was behind me. It's still dark. I opened my eyes and I'm in bed. Now, I've had sleep paralysis before. All right. And the first time I had it, it was terrifying. I thought I had a stroke. I was laying in bed, or I lay on my couch actually, and opened my eyes and very conscious. I'm looking around and I could not move. I thought I had a stroke. It runs in my family. I thought, that's it. I have a stroke and I'm done. But so the 2 nights ago, I shut my eyes and the second time I shook it off. I was like, wow, that was spooky. I closed my eyes. And I mean, the minute my eyes shut, it happens again. And I'm same thing. I'm wrestling around with this thing. So I got the third time I got up, turned my light on, expecting my room was going to be trashed, and it wasn't. I mean, I never once to even get out of bed. It was just spooky, very, very weird. Spicy Jan, thank you for being here. All right, so that was crazy. I got up and kind of shook it off. Then went back to bed. Everything was fine. And I was able to sleep through the evening. Last night was unbelievable. I went to bed, and this happened for about almost a little over 45 minutes of this happening. And sometimes they have false endings. This happened last night. Last night I was in a bank or something that felt like a bank. And just things were flying at me. And they were like poking me like and just harassing me. I'm running to try to get away from it. It was just unbelievable. And Dizzy Dragon, good to see you. Look what Dizzy said. Dizzy Dragon. He is the Chase the Heat historian, if you don't know that. He's cataloged every Pepper video I've ever made. I'm telling you, there's thousands of them. Anyway, I don't want to be superstitious, religious, or over the top guy, but that's definitely demons. I'll tell you what, last night when I was done, usually, look, a dream comes from within. Your brain is working through stuff. All right, I know that. Last night, it was not coming from within. I don't know how to explain it other than that. It was not coming from within. It was it was not coming from in here. It was external. I know it doesn't make any sense. So it caused me, and I've already done some research on sleep paralysis because I have it and it's spooky. So I wanted to do a little bit more. Hi, Arwa. Good morning. Good to see you. Last night I went for about 45 minutes. And the last time it happened, I was like, I'm done. I'm not sleeping anymore. I'm like tapping out. So I got up and I went to the kitchen. It was about almost 1:30. It's not happening 90 minutes into my sleep. It's happening the minute I close my eyes. Now, I'm not a guy I don't do drugs. I don't have sleep deprivation. I'm getting sleep. I'm not nodding out during the day because I'm so tired. Very spooky thing. It's not happening during REM. It's just a very, very weird thing. So I got up and I was in the kitchen. I was not going to go wake Tommy up. If you don't know, Tommy is my brother and we're housemates. We own a place together. I didn't want to bug him. His light was off. Wiegand Keegan. Good morning. So I looked down at his room the light was off. So I'm not going to bug my brother. He goes, Johnny? I'm like, so happy he was awake. I'm like, yeah. And he says, you all right? I told him I was having a dream. When he came out, I didn't know if it was really him or if I was dreaming again, because all of these dreams have false endings where I think I'm like, oh my God, thank God that's over. And then something flies out of the wall and gets me. It's unbelievable. So he comes out and we started talking, and it was unbelievable. It was terrifying. So I don't like it. So I'm trying to stop it and get rid of it. So Laura, it's good to see you. Let me tell you a little bit. I'm going to tell you what my thoughts are in a minute. Let me tell you what's happening, because lately my whole channel has changed up a lot. I still eat hot stuff because I'm a chili head. But what's really important to me right now is a positive message. All right. Helping people. That's my get down right now. That's really important to me. The minute I started changing the content, and I do this for my channel, I do this to make me happy. This is the truth of it. In the last 7 days, I've lost 509 subscribers. Marty Mongoose, good to see you. Now, listen, I already have the silver play button. We have 151 or whatever. I don't stress about subscribers leaving. I really don't, because the people that shouldn't be here are taking a walk, and I'm fine with that. Every day new people come to the channel, but every day I'm losing a ton, and I don't mind because the right people are here. For instance, there are 36 people watching right now. You are the right people. I don't stress about it, but let me tell you a little bit about this. A little history about this. All right, ready? Caroline, they don't like what I'm talking about. A lot of people, one person sent me an email saying, I subscribe to watch you hurt yourself eating peppers. That's what they said. But since the beginning of the channel, it's been peppers, it's been playing guitar, it's my cat. So it's been a variety of different things, but there are certain people that only want to see me hurt. I'm a masochist, so I like that, but it's not going to be the only. Listen, if all I did was pepper videos, I would have stopped 3 years ago. This channel is almost a decade old. Mixing it up has kept me fresh and kept things fun. So it is what it is. Now, there are people that watch my channel only for the guitar, believe it or not. There are people that watch it just because they're cat fans. I have people that watch it just for sauce reviews. I have people that watch it just for challenges. I have people that watch it just for peppers, powder, spicy powder. I'm not kidding. But there are a lot of people that have said, I'm not into watching. I don't want to hear one person said it's sounding too much like Dr. Phil. I don't want to hear that. All right. So I said, look, that's okay. You know where the door is. Unsubscribe. You're not going to hurt my feelings. You think I care at this point? I really don't. I didn't start this channel for subs. I swear to God, I didn't. I didn't start it to get rich or famous. I started this channel because it's fun. I enjoyed it. It's still fun. And I've said from the beginning, when it's no longer fun, that's when I quit making videos. Wax Factory, good to see you. You've never seen me hurt? My goodness. You gotta watch the challenges. In the playlist is my most painful challenges. No, my hardest challenges. My hardest challenges. There's about 30, and they're unbelievable. They're very, very painful. So if you want to see some painful stuff, please feel free. The Gouda peppers. That's awfully kind of you to say that. I appreciate it. You know what? I'm not the goat of anything, but I do appreciate you saying that. But listen, a little bit of history about sleep paralysis. In ancient times, are you ready? Many cultures saw it as supernatural. In the Middle Ages, it was often called the witch's ride or the old hag, right? A witch or demon or spirit sitting on your chest. That's how they kind of interpret it in ancient times. Japanese folklore, it's known as kanashibari, all right? David Skinner, very good to see you from California. Very cool. So kanashibari, it means bound in metal. It's believed to be caused by vengeful spirits, right? Now, West African tradition, Lisa, West African tradition, it's called Ogun Uru. Which means nocturnal warfare. All right, it's linked to spiritual attacks during sleep, and that's what the West African, they believe. The first medical notes ever on it happened around the 1600s, okay? Physicians started describing it as a sleep-related condition, but supernatural explanations for it persisted for centuries. Coffee. Great coffee. Seo Rojo in South America. It's the best coffee I've ever had. All right, so there's some interesting discoveries about it. REM sleep, anatonia gone wrong, all right? During REM sleep, rapid eye movement, your brain turns off voluntary muscles, to prevent you from acting out your dreams. Do you ever see a dog sleep and streaming and it starts running in sleep? Well, we have a thing that cuts that off so we don't kill ourselves in our sleep. It's self-preservation sort of thing. It switches off so we don't do that. It's linked to stress, all right, and irregular sleep. I don't really have irregular sleep. I have a pattern. I sleep. And it's good to see you. I don't know. You get sleep paralysis twice a week. I've had a week of bad dreams, but only the last 2 have been sleep paralysis. And I'm going to get to the comments in a little bit, but I'm just focusing on this right now. So, modern studies show that it's more likely when you're stressed out, sleep deprived, or have inconsistent sleep schedules. One of those might be, I have some stress in my life right now, but I got to tell you, it's mostly good stress. There's a big difference between good stress and bad stress.
Give me that for 1 second.
Sure. Hang on 1 second, people. Give me just a sec.
And she said by Tuesday.
Thank you. It's connected to lucid dreaming, and there's no actual evidence of physical harm. There's some steps how to deal with it. Keep a regular sleep schedule, which I do. Certain sleep positions. Limit stimulants late in the day. I drink coffee in the morning, and that's about it. So there's not a whole lot. I have I journal, which is really important. And if you guys have a ripcord, you know what I mean by that? Have you guys ever had you're dreaming? If it gets bad, you can kind of pump the brakes and get out of a dream. I have that ability. I think a lot of people do. It's very challenging when this is occurring. And it's just, I believe, let me tell you what my thoughts are. I kind of in line with how the West African believe, what they believe. They believe it's spiritual warfare. That's literally what their word for it means. I've learned there's good and there's bad in this world. It's just that simple. We all know that. Even little kids know that. There's good and there's bad. And I believe that the more you're trying to do good, the more negative things can come your way. Think it's coincidence? Some people may say that. I don't believe it's coincidence. Ironically, my dreams have started about a week ago. 7 days ago, 8 days ago now, Tommy and I went to a rehab, a recovery center here in Salinas, Ecuador. There are 32 men that are trying to quit heroin. All right. For those that don't know, I'm a recovering heroin addict and everything else on top of that. And I've been clean for about 15 years, 6.5 years, almost 7 years with alcohol, but I don't do anything. So we're pretty equipped to help these guys. Well, we went out a little over a week ago, and it was an amazing experience. Right after that happened, the dreams started occurring. I know a bulldog, Tommy. That's my guru, if you don't know that. Yesterday, we went back, and it was what they've done there. They're rebuilding it, which is stunning. They're not rebuilding. They're building it. And when I tell you they're building it, you know what? Let me show you. I'm not going to show you. Yeah, let me show you a couple pictures real quick if you hadn't seen it. These are some of the pictures it's out in the middle of nowhere, which is great because people can't just stumble on it. But if you look at the floor, there's absolutely beautiful tile. It's incredible how this is being built. Now, if you look at it, it's stunning. The bamboo, everything about it is incredible. It's being built by 32 men that are in the throes of heroin addiction. And for anybody who's ever had a problem with that, you have a hard time thinking. And it's stunning that these guys are able to do this while going through an addiction. Here's Tommy. Look at the tile there, mosaic tile. It's unbelievable what these guys are doing. But what I have found, this is Tommy talking to a group of guys. What I found is, and I believe this with every fiber of my being, Okay. What's happening is I believe that there are people that hate what we're doing. I do. And I believe that it absolutely has a spiritual component. He's a suitor. Look at that. Good to see you, Robert Suitor. So that's kind of what's going on in my life right now. It's unbelievable. I'm not if you know what, if some people are going to think I sound like a lunatic. If somebody is in the chat, believes that there's a spiritual component, good and evil, that can play on your life. If you're trying to do good, please do me a solid and put a 5 in the chat. So I can at least know that if I'm crazy, I share my craziness with other people. But there's stuff going on right now. There are people that hate what Tommy and I are doing. This is way beyond trolls on YouTube saying comments and sending me emails. There's a whole lot of people and I don't think anybody's throwing 5s in the chat because they're trying to throw me a bone and make me feel like I'm not crazy. I don't. There is something going on. That girl, I'm glad you're here, that girl. Shannon Trent, good to see you. There's some crazy stuff going on right now. I mean it. And I'll tell you what, you could, when the going gets tough, you know what I mean? You can pack up and say, boy, this is spooky. I'd rather, let's back off a little bit. What Tommy and I are doing is we're putting our foot to the accelerator a little bit harder. We're doing everything we can to help these guys. Going there one day a week doesn't really feel like enough. So next week we'll be going on Wednesday and Thursday. So there's a lot of pretty cool stuff going on, but we won't be thwarted. There's no way we're going to change our plan. Tommy and I have a friend. He was actually somebody killed him in Thailand. His name was Rex. I'll leave it at that. I won't say his full name, but he said to Tommy and I, if you're taking flack, it means you're around the target. All right. That's how I feel. We are around the target. We are doing something good and somebody hates it. An entity hates it. Something hates it. But that's not going to stop us in any way, shape, or form. It's really important. I want everybody to know that. There's nothing that's going to deter Tommy and I from what's going on here. We got here. This was our calling. It sounds crazy, but everybody here has a calling. Everybody here has a calling. Everybody in the chat, you have a calling, whether you've identified it or not. A lot of you have. Some of you haven't. But we all have a calling. And right now, and it changes throughout life, as you progress in life. The calling I have right now is to be here doing what we're doing. It's the most exciting thing that I've been a part of in maybe lifetime. I mean, it really is unbelievable what's happening. Forever, I've said that there are two kinds, not forever, but since I got sober, I've been saying that there are two kinds of people in the world that are sober. There's people that get sober and live a sober life. And I commend those people. Every sober person is a miracle. And even if if all they do is live their life sober, what happens is it's like a ripple in a pond. It affects people. Those ripples go out. It affects people around you, see it, your children see it, your friends see it. And I think that echoes through eternity. All right, I believe that. Now, there are other people who get sober and they have a burning need to help others get sober. And that's where Tommy and I are at. I mean, after all, we know how to get sober. Why would we not help those who don't know how to get sober? I couldn't live with myself. You know what? Johnny's kind of famous for not tapping out. Yeah. It's a new season. It really is. And I'm excited. And it's the funniest thing in the world. Early on, at the very beginning, I talked about, if you think I'm lying, let me show you something. Real quick, I said there are people that don't like the message that we're doing. It's the truth. And I'm okay with that. I want to show you this. Those are how many subscribers I've lost in the last week. And if you notice, it's 679 less than normal. People are leaving in groves. Look how bummed out I look. Listen, I didn't start this to get subs. I didn't. Now it's very easy to say that when you have the plaque on the wall that the silver play button, which very few channels have ever got. So some people say, "Oh, it's easy. You're losing subs. You have the play button." I didn't do this to get the play button. It's cool that I have it, no doubt. We're doing this to help. Pruning that tree. It's a beautiful analogy. You know that if a tree could talk, when it gets pruned, it would scream because it's painful. It sucks. It hurts. We as humans get pruned all the time. Here's what happened. If you ever see a tree get pruned, Tommy talks about it. It's the most unbelievable thing. You'll think we've had that happen. They came to our home and we had people trim our trees. We're like, they destroyed it. They killed our trees. We paid them to do this. They're gone. Hang tight, because later there's way more fruit. You know what happens if you don't prune a tree? It won't die. It'll just get really, really big. There's no fruit at all. Well, that's what's happening. Well, there's been some pruning going on. I'm thrilled about it. If you see it the right way, I'm thrilled about it. So that's what's going on. NS, I hope you get sober. I hope I find that strength. I am sober, NS. I've been sober for 15 years from the nasty ones and almost 6.5 years from alcohol. So I appreciate that. And I hope if you need help, if you want help, my channel, my email is chasetheheat@gmail.com. I will do what I can to help you. True story. I've never turned somebody away that's reached out. This isn't a sober channel. It started about 6.5 years ago. I quit drinking. I quit everything else already. I quit drinking. I didn't want to tell the channel about it until I had a year under my belt. Because what I would hear is, tell me, 2 weeks. Come on, tell me when you've got some, when you've actually had some time. So I waited till a year had gone by. And once a year had, I came out and said, hey, listen, I'm sober. I told the channel that I was sober. You know what happened? Now, listen, when I didn't say I'm sober. And boy, you know what? You need to look at yourself when you're in the mirror tomorrow and you should get sober. I didn't do that. I stayed in my own lane, but it was just important to me to be forthright and transparent, right? So I said, I'm sober. What happened was this amazing thing happened, and it happened over time. If you knew how many people, I'm not kidding you, if I told you it was hundreds and hundreds, you may not believe me, but hundreds and hundreds of people have said, I got sober because of you. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I got sober because of me. When the student's ready, the teacher appears, you were ready, and something motivated you, and it changed your behavior, and it set you on a course. And that's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I'm super happy about it. But over the time, I've become just like Tommy's channel. He's amazing at helping people get sober. Over time, tons and tons of people have reached out to me, and I've helped a lot of people try to, quit. A lot of people have, some haven't. It's a process. But right now, Tommy and I, that's a greater focus for Tommy and I right now, for me than eating peppers. I love peppers. I'm always going to eat peppers. I'm always going to play guitar. I'm always going to play with my cats, and I'll always upload those videos. But to me, it's far more important to help those who are in a jam and don't know the way out of that jam. You know what I mean? The way I feel is because I know the way out, the shackles of addiction are so brutal, honestly. Because I do know the way out, someday I'm going to be held accountable if I don't help people. I'm going to hear, why didn't you, I'm not going to hear that. I'm going to do everything I can in my power to help people. Connor says, I remember watching the videos where you said you quit drinking. It made me think I probably needed to. I didn't for a couple of years, but that still stuck with me. Yeah, you know what? And to be really honest, it was not, there were other things in my life that were a lot more challenging than quitting drinking. I was just in the zone and I didn't drink. I stopped. But it's been a beautiful journey. You know what I mean? The sober life, it's something you have to work at. It's not like you can ever say, we've arrived, sit back. You can't do that. You got to always be on your guard. You always got to be mindful of it. And I am. But it's a better life than using. That's all I can tell you. It's true. Tommy says, I can't remember a time it was better, my brother. Yeah, right? It's a horrible thing. I remember watching Rick James. You guys remember Rick James? Super Freak? When he died, I remember reading about him. I don't know. Tommy can probably tell you this. Tommy, how many drugs did Rick James have in his system when he died? I think he had 13 or 14 illegal drugs in his system when he died. And I read about him, and he said 13. I read about him when he died, and they said he never, Dan Young, good to see you. He never had a sober day. I remember reading that, and it was gut-wrenching. I can't imagine a life. I had 1,000 lifetimes to live, 1,000 of them. I would not waste one of them doing that. It was gut-wrenching. So I want to help people. And as a result, there are a lot of negative forces that hate that. There are people that don't like that I'm not doing videos about peppers. They email me, they unsubscribe and tell me what I'm a loser. I'm doing the right thing. And that's what it comes down to. Tommy says, that's because I personally don't think you had a drinking problem. That's just me. I think you were dependent on it, but I don't think you were addicted to it. Who knows? I tell you what, life is good today. I got to go now, peeps. Archie's mom, you're awesome. You're an inspiration. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay focused. You're awesome. I mean it. Dane says, it's wild to look back a few months ago. You were looking at phasing out of content creation, and now you've been thrust into this whole new arc. Yeah, you know what? Here's the deal. When you do this, if you're a content subscriber, a content creator, excuse me, and you've done it for any length of time, you're going to have trolls and slings and arrows coming after you. And I went through a period about 5 or 6 months ago where people were saying some horrific things about me. Some people chose to believe it. All right. And it got to the point after, and you got to remember, I made 8,000 videos. That's a lot of videos in 9 years. You know what I mean? It just got to the point, like when I told you just a little bit ago, I started this channel for fun. And I said that when the day it's no longer fun, I'm done. Well, about 6 months ago, the fun stopped. It didn't stop to the point where I was ready to stop doing it completely. So during that time, I re-uploaded some of the classic videos that did really well, that people loved. And because a lot of people, if you find me right now, you're not going to go back into the playlist and look at videos 8 years old. Very few people do. Some people do. During that period of time where the fun kind of, took off, I re-uploaded some videos. Well, what happened was I found my batteries got recharged. And Tommy and I decided it was bad enough. Let me tell you, I didn't want to talk about this. I usually don't, because I did make a video about it. I understand. Listen, I understand trolling. I understand somebody saying, Johnny sucks, he's not sober, whatever. I understand that's how people can be. But when people start making phone calls to law enforcement saying that Tommy and I are selling drugs or, transporting drugs or into human trafficking, that's what was happening. Leaving anonymous tips. One day, Tommy and I got followed to church with my mom in the car, right? So what happens is when trolling spills over and starts affecting lives in that manner, that's when I say this isn't really worth doing anymore. So Tommy and I decided, you know what? Let's get out of here. Let's move. Now I said this once before, but be really clear here. I didn't run from anything. Tommy and I are not the kind of guys that run from things. We run at things. All right. That's what we do. So hi, Kellyanne. We didn't run from anything. We ran to a beautiful place. So we now live in Colombia. We now live in South America, in Ecuador. Absolutely beautiful place. If you heard that right there, it's the ocean. When we got here, we found when we were speaking to our realtor one day, she said, Tommy mentioned that he was recovering heroin addict. And I went, hadn't signed the paperwork yet. I was like, you might have want to wait until we did that. And immediately our realtor said, I need you. She went on to say that she was part of a recovery center here, and that there were 30, at the time, there was only 30 men. And they said that 3 men to a cot that are trying to get sober. She goes, will you help us? And Tom and I went, yes. Actually, it was way more enthusiastic than that. It was exuberant, really. So we jumped at the chance. That day, standing right there, I said to Tommy, maybe this is the reason. I look for reasons. Things need to make sense to me. I'm that kind of guy. I said to Tommy, maybe this is the reason that we actually came here. Maybe it wasn't just to look at waves and not be followed to church by police for when we've done nothing wrong. Then we went to the recovery center 1 week ago yesterday. And it was one of the most amazing. It was probably other than my children being born, it was probably the greatest day of my life. I'm not even fooling you. I mean it. And after that day, we came back, and right there again, I said, yeah, this is definitely the reason we came here. It was no longer a question. Because of that, you have to understand there are gangs. There are gangs here that are pissed off at that recovery center. They don't like it at all. It's harming business for them. I'm not kidding. And anytime you're doing what you can for good, the enemy is going to try to come get you. And that's the bottom line. And I think that's what's going on. I think that's why I'm telling you, the dreams I had last night, They weren't from within. They didn't come from me. I know that sounds absurd, but they didn't come from me. That they were coming from somewhere else. And it was a drag. But I can fade the heat. I can handle it. There are very, very important things we're involved in. I can throw in the towel and just eat peppers and play guitar, play with my cats. But that's not why I'm here. I couldn't do that. I couldn't live with myself. I'd rather jump off the balcony than do that. So that's what's going on. And so I think, whether you heard it, the different, the Africans think that they call it Ogun Uru. And that stands for nocturnal warfare. That's what's going on here. I believe it. Nobody could convince me of other. But I serve a greater God. And that's the bottom line. That's another reason people are bailing quickly. I'm an unashamed Christian. My God was nailed to a tree. He died, and 3 days later, he rose again. That's what I believe. And when you say things like that, guess what happens? I'll tell you what's going to happen. This video is going to be seen, and I will lose another 100. And do you think I care? Let me tell you what happened this morning. I kid you not. We do this every morning. Tommy looks at me and goes, "How'd you do last night?" Most content creators will say, "Oh, I had like 7,000 views or whatever." I say, "I lost another 100. This is what you see. A fist come out. Fist bump. Because the right people are leaving, right? The right people are showing themselves the door, but the right people are showing up. And I'll trade that. I'll make that trade every day, all day long. I don't care. I don't. So Tommy's in the exact same boat I'm in. We're not going to be, no one's going to knock us off our course right now. We have Marty, you stud, you. I'm a Christian. Jesus died for us. Not afraid to say it. Neither am I. But can I tell you something? This is really important. 9 years I've been doing this, almost 10 years, right? Started in October 2016. The first 3 years, I wouldn't say this. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't say this. Now, the argument could be made that I didn't say it because I didn't have 100,000 subscribers. I didn't have the play button yet. I don't know what the reason is, but I'm not going to hide what I believe. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not. I never will. I believe that God will provide. So if you look at the numbers, like as a content creator, everybody would say I'm tanking. You know what I say? I say we're winning. If I lose 100 today because of what I just said, guess what's going to happen? I will pick up 5 believers, 5 people that said, "Yeah, I can't believe he said that." There's so much trash on this platform. Why aren't there more channels like that? So if I got to lose 100 to find the 5 ones that are the right ones, I'll make that trade every day, all day long. And if that means I end up with 20,000 people that are here, it'll be the right 20,000. I mean it. I have no fear. I mean that now. I'm not even joking. Robert Pops, good to see you. Hello, Mr. Johnny. I have your youngest viewer sitting in my lap watching your video. Baby Elizabeth. I remember when she was born. I remember that day. How cool, Robert. Give her a kiss for me. That's so adorable. It's very, very cool. I'm so far behind you guys. Anyway, let me tell you what happened yesterday. Yesterday, I did a stream last night where I talked about the experience of going back to that recovery center. I've been saying forever, this is not a religious channel. It's not. I'm not going to change and just one day, it's not going to become a religious channel. But however, if you went to yesterday's video, and don't even watch me, but if you watch yesterday's video, just read the chat, you would think that it was a religious channel. And here's the thing that's amazing. In almost every video, it's not happening right now. It hasn't happened lately. But as a content creator, if you do a live stream, there's going to be people in the chat that love you, but there's going to be people in the chat that hate you. And you know why I have mods? You know why? You see somebody in blue that has a wrench, like right there. You know why she has a wrench? So if somebody comes in here and says the wrong thing, swears, or says something foul, she will, and she's so good at it. She's the best mod on the platform. She will get rid of it like that. And so we have for those reasons. But yesterday, in the entire hour-long stream I did? I don't really know because you guys are so quick. Did any of the mods have to eliminate anybody yesterday? I don't think so. So what's happening is, listen, there's always a battle of light and dark, but guess what? Light always wins. It may suck sometimes, right? But light always wins. It's the bottom line. You can never push people to inspire them to go outside of their comfort zone, but you can pull them in to the end of the earth and move mountains. Just something I've learned. Me too. I was telling somebody yesterday that they can move mountains. I'm not joking. Renee, you have a positive, confident outlook. It's helping me. Very cool, Renee. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're one of the people that draws inspiration from this. I really appreciate that. Connor says, I think if you're a follower of Christ, it'll come up natural, LOL, but that's okay. It's just it's awesome in my opinion. Listen, you know what? Some of my favorite comments, there are 500,000 comments that people have made on this, on the well-trained troll. She's amazing. In the almost decade of me doing this, there are about 500,000 comments that people have made. Please do me a favor. I hate seeing when Tommy loses control. Please hit the like button. Honestly, if you haven't done it, just do it right now. This is how much it costs. But Tommy, when he loses control, it's a scary thing. So please, let's hit the like button. And I lost my train of thought. It's okay, but the bottom line is this: the right people are leaving, or the right people are staying and showing up, and the right people are getting out of here. And that's what's going to happen. I'm not going to change the message. I'm just not. So, but I know what I was saying earlier on. I would have said those things. I wouldn't. I just kind of hit it. And of the 500,000 comments I've got early on, my favorite comments, I've got them saved. I saved them. Thank you, Dane. I've had people that have said, I never would have remembered that. My brain is getting better. But my favorite comments are the ones that say, man, are you a Christian? Something tells me that you are. I love that because I'd rather them see it in my actions and how I carry myself than what I say, because lip service is really easy. That said, it's time for some lip service on top of action. So it's going to be get them both ways. So I'm going to do it.
He makes the best steak in all of Ecuador.
No lie. Tommy makes the best steak in all of Ecuador. He made a steak yesterday. Christian, you must be doing a good job, as I never see bad comments. Only love here. In the streams, she's amazing. She gets rid of them. But every morning I get up, and as a content creator, every morning you get up, and I have held comments. Those are ones that may say something bad that they give me a chance to approve or get rid of. Every day it takes me a while to get through them. Doesn't bother me. But let me tell you about the steaks real quick, because this is important. Steak. I love steak, right? Like a tomahawk steak. Hey, Tommy, grab a tomahawk for me, if you don't mind. And grab a T-bone too. And grab a ribeye. I'm going to show you something really cool. It's just funny. But anyway, Tommy who knew? Tommy is the most amazing when it comes to steaks and a couple other things as well. Made the best steak that I ever ate in my life yesterday. And I've been to the Brown Derby. I've been to. Did we really? We ate the last one. This ribeye in America would probably cost you $30. This was $5.73. This T-bone in America, I don't know what T-bone goes for now. This is $4 for a T-bone. The tomahawks in America, you can spend $40 if you're lucky. You can go online and look at tomahawk steaks. You'll see some places that sell, Kobe steaks, aged like $180, $200 for a steak. We saw it the other day. We were looking them up. I couldn't believe how cheap they were. $1,100 for a rack. These are grass-fed.
No injections.
It's amazing. But a tomahawk steak, from $7 to like $10 for a tomahawk steak. It's unbelievable. So anyway, it turns out that Tommy is the best, makes the best steak I've ever had. Yesterday, we had a steak that was so incredible. Puts a little crumpled blue cheese on top. In fact, it's been fun talking to you, but I need to eat a steak right now. No, I'm just teasing. We'll talk for a little bit longer. But he does make the best steaks I've ever had. Are we going to have one?
Yep.
Life is good. So, slings and arrows. If you're having bad dreams, you know what? Let me ask you this. There's 44 of us here. If you're somebody who has felt attacks when you've been doing something good and you feel it's something more than just what you can see with our eyes, put a 5 in the chat. I know I probably did that already. Black Onyx. Gotta be kidding me. Love Black Onyx. Good to see you, man. I'm glad you're here. But you're going to find it. There's a lot of people. I'm not alone in this. I'm not. So if you're one of those people, I encourage you to, hey, you left the door open, dude. Okay. If you're one of those people, there's a bunch of people that feel it. If you're one of those people that feels that, I'm telling you, stay to the course. Put your face to the wind, lean into it, right? You can do it. But it's going to take, if you're somebody who believes in God, it's going to take prayer. I'm just saying. If you don't buy into what I'm saying, it's okay. I don't mind. Here's a good thing. I'd never, ever looked down my nose and dumped on somebody for what their beliefs are. Ever. I'm not that guy. I'm not. And one of the really neat things is, rarely does anybody say anything about my faith. If you have a problem with it, though, I don't have a problem with you finding a different channel. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. Montgomery Angel, I have a steak rub to die for. A little heat, a little coffee. Very. All Tommy, what'd you put on it? Just salt and pepper, right? Tommy Scoble, what'd you put on the steak yesterday? Just salt and pepper? The only thing he put on the steaks yesterday, I keep you on.
Blue cheese.
Yep, it was salt and pepper and some crumbled blue cheese. And I'm telling you, Cliff and Ferguson, I'm so glad you're here. So good to see you. I wish I could share the steaks with you. You guys would not believe it. Yep, we'll do it crumbled blue cheese. And what he does is at the end when he's cooking it, we cook it on a cast iron skillet, right? He covers it so the heat kind of melts the cheese a little bit. I got everybody going, I'm hungry now. Black Onyx says, hello, the love boat. Glad you're here, man. Rocket Queen. Oh, yeah. Gonna watch the replay. I'm glad you're here. You're cool. I dig you. And Connor's going, I'm hungry now. Oops. Yeah, R wants them too. And I wish I could share it with you guys. You wouldn't believe how good they are. They're amazing. My nose is stuffed up. Pretty sure that's from the air conditioner here. Dane, when you understand what the pale blue dot means, all fighting will seem absurd. Truly. Yeah, I get it. Very true. The question is, cook to perfection. Sydney, let me tell you how he cooks it. Hang on one second. I'm going to blow my nose. You guys mind? We'll talk for just another minute or so. So give me just a sec here. I'm going to mute this so it doesn't sound like an elephant. All right, so let me tell you how I like my steaks. In America, in North America, I can't even get steaks the way I want it because they say it's too undercooked. It's weird now. If you ask for a steak that's rare, you're like, is that really rare? I like steaks almost black and blue. You ever hear that expression? So what we do is we get the skillet really, really hot. I don't know how long he heats it for, but he gets it to the point where it's really hot, throws the steaks in. I think it's 6 minutes per side, but that's because the steaks are this thick. When it's a 2-inch steak, 6 minutes per side. Isn't that about right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's done. That's it.
It's over fire.
And you wouldn't believe, it's not a gas, but it's fire. But you wouldn't believe it's perfect every time. The first time we made one here, he's like, I don't know, what do you think we should do? And it was a little bit thinner. I said, 5 minutes. It was perfect. I mean, I've sent Kristen pictures of this. You wouldn't believe how good it is, but he just makes the best steaks. Here's the thing. I don't think you can screw it up. These are grass-fed steak, or the cows are grass-fed. They're not in pens. They roam around. There's no, steroids or weird things that they're injecting into these things to get them bigger faster. The beef is aged. It's just incredible. I hate the cast iron skillet. Heat the cast iron skillet for about 10 minutes before they go in. I'm almost searing it on each side, and then it's warm, but very, very rare in the middle. It really is. You know what? Before you even cook these things, they're the prettiest steaks. I know it sounds weird. If somebody's a vegetarian, they're beautiful, beautiful steaks.
Problem with the cat.
Yeah. Oh my God, the cats. I almost forgot to tell you about the cats. So it turns out our cats really love steaks. It's gotten to the point now where they know they can hear them getting the stove ready. They're like, squirrel is brutal. And Katie, you wouldn't believe how much they eat. I'm not even joking you. It's insane how much they eat. But they love it. And they like their steak rare too. So it's a pretty cool thing. I like the butter bar and seared method. Butter based and seared method. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, butter's good stuff. Kellyanne agrees. This has been a great chat so far. Do you want to know why? Kellyanne knows why. I haven't been roasted yet. All right, so Cindy G says, blue rare, no garlic on them if you're sharing with the babies. They don't like garlic? Or is garlic bad for babies? I didn't know. You know what's funny, Aro? We've said that. They're the most spoiled cats in South America. The first steak they ever ate here was a tomahawk.
The squirrel will eat it if you don't hand it to
Yeah,
her.
squirrel's a prima donna. If you don't hand her this, you have to hand her the steak. She won't eat it off the plate. Katie will eat it anywhere. She's a beast. But so Kellyanne, you check your comments earlier. See, she got me. I did a video the other day where I'm sort of known for having a really high tolerance. I ate some sauce and got destroyed by it. My tolerance is down. And for 35 or 40 minutes, it was the roast of Johnny Scoville. It was the greatest video I've ever made. Truly, probably my favorite video out of 8,000. Think about that. It was so good. Everybody just took their shots at me. It was all done, and they were all very kind, and it was done. It was beautiful. It wasn't done. There was no spite or meanness to it. It was a beautiful video, and in that video, Kellyanne had the banner. She led the charge. She was throwing them every other second. There's another good one. She was hilarious. You know what? Caroline, you wouldn't believe it. Squirrel is svelte. She's a thin. Squirrel is not heavy at all. She's a thin cat. But Katie's approach, she might be over 16 by now. She is huge. Oh, you know what? Did we miss her? No, but you know what? This month on the 18th, she is 11 months old. On the 18th of, no, is it? Yeah, it is the 18th of September. No, excuse me. Yeah, September. She's going to be 1 year old. And I think she'll probably be somewhere around 17 pounds when that comes. Here is the funny video that I was telling you about. If you haven't seen it, please watch it. It's hilarious. And look to see Dizzy Dragon, look to see his comments, Kellyanne. And the truth is, everybody that was in the chat got their chance to take a shot at me. It was so much fun. Guys, listen, I'm going to wrap this up now. I have a steak to eat. Really? Okay, we're going to eat a steak right now. Katie is feline fine. You got that right. She really is. Hey, I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for listening to me. Montgomery Angel, thank you. All of you, thank you. Hit the like button before you leave. And you know what? Leave a comment. Leave a comment before you leave. Just say, are you choosing love or hate in your life? Hopefully, I'll see a lot of love. If you're choosing love, here, I'll go first. I'll lead the charge. There. See what I did right there? If you want more love in your life, just do that before you leave and hit the like button. You know what? It really does make a difference. I'm not asking you for money. I'm just asking for the like button. It's free. All right, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you. I really have. Look at all the love. Look at all the love. Don't we all need a little bit more love in our life? I think we do. Although I got a lot of it. I'll see you guys tonight. Thank you for chilling with me. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat, South America.
Good one.